That's me. This is the story about the time I got on MasterChef. Movies use this technique where they show the end at the start, something called reverse chronology, but I don't have a whole character development arc in this story. All there was between clicking the submit button and where I am now is just the audition. Represent myself on a plate? How do I put self-loading, low self-esteem food hobbies on a plate? I could try to put my sense of humor on the plate, a well-practiced self-defense mechanism that I use to make light of everything so that I distance myself from having any real emotions. That might work. Okay, let's play some memes. Let's make a crispy rendang egg fried rice. Previously, a judge on MasterChef UK got into some trouble for critiquing a chicken rendang for not being crispy enough. And egg fried rice was all the rage back in late 2020 thanks to Uncle Roger. So let's just meme it up. Let's first chop up some garlic and ginger. Next, we're gonna roughly chop up 4 red chilies, 1 inch of galangal, 1 inch of turmeric, 1 piece of lemongrass and 1 shallot. Then we're gonna pull the skin off a chicken thigh, cut them into triangles and pat it dry with paper towels. We're also gonna cube up the chicken thighs and set them aside. Moving on, we're gonna wash our rice thoroughly to remove as much starch content as possible. Little bit of sesame oil in the pot. We're gonna fry up some garlic and ginger with the rice to give it some fragrance. And follow that with some water for the rice to cook through. While that is going, we're gonna chop up some chorizo sausages, finely cut some spring onions and kaffir lime leaves. We're also gonna beat 3 eggs with some sesame oil and light soya sauce and lightly toast some coconut flakes. The rice should be done by now, so we're gonna take it out and throw it into the freezer for it to cool down thoroughly. This firms up the texture so that it makes for better fried rice. Moving back to the stove, we're gonna crisp up our chicken skin, putting the fat side down to render the chicken fat onto the pan. Once they are nice and brown, we're gonna take them out and heat them with a little bit of salt for them to crisp up even better. Then we're gonna blend out our chilies and spices to form our rempa and drop that directly into the chicken fat. Usually rempas take quite a bit of time to develop, but since we only have 1 hour, we're gonna blast them under high heat with some sugar, salt and 5 spice powder. After they have darkened in color, we're gonna make space for our chicken thighs, get them some color and mix everything together. Add some coconut milk and let the whole thing simmer until time's almost up. Our rice should be nice and cold by now. We're gonna heat up some oil in our wok, stir fry our chorizo sausages. This will only take a while, and then next we go in with our beat eggs, give that a good mix and then go in with our rice. Check for seasoning and add the sausages back in and some spring onions. Scoop the rice into a small bowl and lastly to plate. Cut a small banana leaf, top the rice on top, serve the chicken rendang separately, topped with some toasted coconut flakes and kaffir lime leaves. Place our crispy chicken skin on top of the rice and then we are done.
Hello, this is LJ.
Yeah?
Yeah, congrats, you're selected. You're one of the top 24 contestants that will be going on MasterChef Singapore. We're going to need a few things from you. Are you free next week? Hello? LJ, are you there?
What? This is not happening. Why am I here? Relax, Eldrick. It's just cooking on national television, right? It's not like the whole country is gonna watch you screw up your cook, right? I'm fine. 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 What should I do? What should I do? We're already here. Let's just meme it out, I guess. Let's make a Hokkien Mee fried rice. We're gonna quickly make a lime chili from 2 red chilies, 1 chili padi, the juice of 1 lime and a little bit of garlic and ginger. Season with a touch of salt and white vinegar and blitz. Then we're gonna slice up some pork belly, some squid and deshell some prawns. Lard and prawns are the cornerstones of Hokkien Mee after all. We're also gonna remove the gang down the middle of the prawns. Next, cold pan, we're gonna render some fat onto the wok. Once the meat has a nice color, we're gonna set them aside for later. Then in goes our prawn heads, and what we're gonna do here is bash the prawn butter onto the wok. We then remove the prawn heads and mop up all that flavor with our raw washed rice, along with some garlic and ginger for a good measure. Top up the wok with some water, add some clams on top for more flavor and cover it for it to cook. While that is going, we're gonna season our prawns and bread them up. We're also gonna prep our spring onions and beet egg. Once the rice is done, throw them into the freezer and run back to your station. Next, we're gonna deep fry our prawns, check the temperature of the oil using the chopstick trick, and then about 3 to 4 minutes will do. And finally, we can start with our wok. First, we settle the squid and the prawns, then we go in with some oil, garlic and ginger, our egg, and then our rice. And because we don't have one of those jet burners for a stove, we're gonna blow torch our rice on the top to get some of that wok hay. Once the rice have separated from one another and can be seen bouncing on the stove top, we add our prawns and squid back in, along with our spring onions, and check for seasoning. Next, we're gonna plate up quite simply, pushing everything into place with a paper towel and then using chopsticks to adjust the ingredients. We're also gonna dot the lime chili here and there, clean the plate, and then we are done. Or at least that was how it was supposed to happen.
Hokkien mee fried rice. Fried rice, total failure.
They didn't include this in the episode, but one of the first things the judges, or more specifically Chef Damien, said was, "You know what went wrong, right?" It might have been a little bit presumptuous of me, but I said yes. The wok that I had practiced with had this little spout which allowed steam to escape. So the amount of water I used in my recipes is no longer valid. I extended the cooking time of the rice with the lid off when I realized this happened, but it didn't help enough. I moved on with deep frying the prawns and all that, and as expected, there wasn't enough time for the rice to cool down completely and firm up. So I was forced to move on, if not, I won't be able to plate anything at all. All these were bad enough, but wait, there's more. The night before, I decided to switch to smashing the prawns in a separate bowl before adding them into the pan because I wasn't comfortable bashing on an induction cooker. The extraction of flavour was greatly minimized as a result. Even my lime chili turned out pink instead of orange. Till now, I still don't know why it was pink. Literally every other time I did it, it was orange. I was visibly sunk on the show. Don't get me wrong, even if I did everything correctly, I still probably won't get the apron, and I'm fine with that. I'm not disappointed that I lost. I have been a loser my whole life. I'm disappointed that I gave a regrettable performance. I was prepared to make mistakes since you're never gonna be perfect when you're cooking against the clock. But I didn't expect to screw up almost every part. Which is why I'm extremely thankful to all the friends who've supported my short stint on the show. To be honest, I was dreading the airing of the first episode because of how I did. But you guys made it much better. I'm also glad that I got to meet some very talented home cooks through this experience. It's obvious that I'm nowhere near their level, so I'm gonna stick to content creation. Also, thank you to the MasterChef crew working behind the scenes. They were really impressive. They were professional, they were hardworking and courteous at the same time. It made the whole experience very enjoyable. Well, not quite the outcome one would expect, but I guess some doors are closed so that you arrive at the right one. 2021 started off with quite an interesting note, and I look forward to creating more videos for you guys. And with that, that's also all I have for you guys this time. Like the video if you liked it, disliked it if you disliked it, and subscribe if you want to see more food content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video.